Welcome to our guide on implementing many-to-one relationships in database design. We are moving from conceptual entity relationship diagrams to practical SQL implementation. Identifying relationships are converted into foreign keys. All other relationships are implemented as foreign keys or tables. Let's focus on the crucial rule for many-to-one relationships. A many-one or one-many relationship is implemented as a foreign key. The foreign key must go in the table on the many side and refer to the table on the one side. For example, booking referencing passenger. Now let's consider the required entity rule in our design. If the entity on the one side is required, the foreign key column on the many side must also be required, using the not null constraint. This is how we ensure data integrity in our SQL implementation. Proper naming is essential for clarity and maintainability. The foreign key name is typically the name of the referenced primary key, with an optional prefix. Using a prefix, often derived from the relationship name, like booking passenger ID, clarifies the foreign key's meaning. Let's look at a concrete example of this implementation. Here is the full SQL create table statement for booking, including the foreign key reference, passenger ID int not null, foreign key, passenger ID, references passenger, passenger ID. Including the foreign key in the booking table, referencing passenger, strictly enforces the many-one relationship. To wrap up, let's review the importance of this process. Implementing many-one relationships correctly ensures the many side references the one side properly, maintaining overall database consistency and clarity. With relationships implemented, your database design is complete. Thank you for watching.
So let's look at implementing many-one relationships. Okay? So with this activity, we'll get to understand deeper. So each flight arrives at one airport. Each flight has many arriving flights. Okay? So entities are implemented as tables. The primary key of airport is airport code. Okay? So you have flight number, airline code, departure time. It arrives at the airport and they're implemented as tables. So the primary key of airport is airport code. So the many-one relationship becomes the foreign key, arrival airport code, in the table of the many side. Alright? Okay? So if airport is required in arrive at relationship, the foreign key arrival airport code is also required. That is okay. So let's get to this activity of implementing many-one relationship, and let's get to see if we understood what we had. So we have aircraft and flight. So aircraft code RU assigned to flight number and air code R, and departure time and aircraft time. So the primary key of the aircraft is aircraft code. The primary key of the flight table is flight number and airline code, in which table is a foreign key placed. So in this case, it will be the flight table. So what is the name of the new foreign key? So the new foreign key will be assigned aircraft code. So is the foreign key column required? So the correct answer is no, because if many-one relationship is optional on one side, the foreign key is not required. So since aircraft assigned to flight is optional on one side, the foreign key column is not required. So that is that. Check your answers and get to understand why you got it correct and why you got it wrong. So for example, if you chose aircraft, this is why you got it wrong. The aircraft table is one side of aircraft assigned to flight, so the foreign key goes in the table on the many side. Okay, so if you check the table with fewer rows, you see that the number of rows is relevant only for one relationship. So for many-one relationship, the foreign key always goes in a table of many sides. So in this case, we remain with the flight, where it's placed in the flight. Okay, what is the name of the foreign key? We said it is assigned aircraft. So it is not aircraft code, it is not flight number, so it is airport code. And is the foreign key column required? No. So if you chose yes, this is why you are wrong. And if you chose cannot be determined, this is why you are wrong. So the correct answer is no. All right, let's get to one-one relationships.